Ladies and gentlemen, Monday night marked 26 days away from WrestleMania 31, and we had a pretty interesting Raw building up towards WrestleMania 31. This is episode 38 of the Wrestling Rundown, and we're going to start off with the Raw review. I'm Thomas Wolf.
I'm Kevin Hawk.
And I'm Travis Colt.
Thomas Wolf isn't here today.
Yeah, he scheduling conflicts. We didn't have Kevin Hawk last week. We don't have Thomas Wolf this week. Next week, I'm not going to be here, so...
That's going to be awkward.
So let's run through the matches we had real quick on
Yeah.
Raw. Let's see. We had Dean Ambrose defeat Bad News Barrett. We had Naomi and the Usos defeat Natty and the Masters. We had John Cena defeat Curtis Axel. Paige defeated Nikki Bella by disqualification. We had Daniel Bryan defeat Luke Harper. And then in the main event, we had Seth Rollins defeat Roman Reigns. So yeah, lots of build towards WrestleMania.
Well, we're less than a month away. Everything's got to be the build now.
So yeah,
there are a lot of people who still aren't sold yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're biased because we're going.
Yeah.
We officially have our tickets, which is fucking awesome. So let's go with one of the smaller storylines going on right now. We've had the clusterfuck that is the Intercontinental title.
Hot potato. Title, hot potato.
You know, Bad News Barrett can't seem to keep his hands on the title. He comes out and now Dean Ambrose has the title again at this point
because he got it back on SmackDown.
And we have Ambrose versus Barrett with R-Truth and commentary like we usually do.
Mm-hmm.
So Dean Ambrose and Bad News Barrett are having their match, and in the midst of the match, we have R-Truth sneak over to the table to the ring again, grab the title, and take it back to the commentator's table.
All of last week.
He doesn't have it very long because Luke Harper all of a sudden appears behind him.
My favorite part of this whole thing is right before that happened, I was like, "Where's Luke Harper been?"
Yeah,
and
he asked me the question. He's like, "Where's Luke Harper been?" And there you go.
He appeared out of nowhere. A wild Luke Harper appeared, and
he doesn't even have to say anything. JBL and R-Truth are debating over who he's actually there for. JBL stops talking, and R-Truth just gives him the title. Says, "You know what? I'm not going to deal with it." And Luke Harper walks away.
Which distracts Barrett.
Yep, distracts Barrett. Barrett gets spun back around, hit with the dirty deeds, and Ambrose gets the win. So now, this 3-person hot potato thing that's been going on now has a 4th person added to it. Yes. Now, later in the night, we would have Daniel Bryan taking on Luke Harper.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where things start to get even crazier. Because you have Daniel Bryan defeat Luke Harper. Then Bad News Barrett gets in, grabs his belt, is about to get away. Ambrose comes out, knocks him down. He loses the belt again. Then you have...
Ambrose grabs the belt, and Harper boots him in the face.
Yeah. And then...
Harper gets the running knee from Bryan or something. He falls back into the corner where R-Truth has magically reappeared outside the ring.
So R-Truth grabs the belt from Harper, walks around the ring,
and Harper is now in 2 places at once.
Harper appears in front of R-Truth. R-Truth tries to step around. He goes, "All right, fine." Drops the belt on the ground, and instead of letting him go, Harper drills R-Truth on the outside. Harper grabs the title. He walks out.
He drilled him with a legitimate power drill.
It was scary. It was very brutal, and they had to block it out.
They replaced it with an image of him giving him a clothesline.
Yeah. Harper walks up the ramp. He thinks everything's all good and dandy in his world, and all of a sudden he gets super kicked out of nowhere by Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler now has the Intercontinental title. Goes to the top of the ladder that's up on the stage while Daniel Bryan is doing the yes on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we're really starting to get this multi-person ladder match built, and we've got a lot of great talent going into this match. Thank you, Lulu. Multi-person. So yeah, I'm super excited for this, and this marks my third pay-per-view and third ladder match that I've seen. So I'm gonna roll.
This marks my fourth pay-per-view and third ladder match.
Yeah.
But I will go out on a limb and say at 19, Vince did jump off of a ladder onto Hogan.
Fair enough.
So I've seen a ladder at every pay-per-view.
I will accept that. Let's see.
Vince beat Cray.
We had the live Bray Wyatt promo, including the casket that he built for the Undertaker.
Reportedly, the first live one he's done in a long time.
Well, now that he's officially challenged the Undertaker, it is.
Except for a Fastlane.
That was when he challenged the Undertaker. This is his official, like, hey, Undertaker, I'm talking directly at you.
Yeah.
So we have him with the casket that he built a few weeks ago. Really, he's angry at the Undertaker because Undertaker's mocking him with the silence. Usually when someone challenges the Undertaker, he's quick to respond.
Or so thinks Bray Wyatt.
Well,
at this point, I just think Undertaker's being quiet.
Yeah.
For the sake of being quiet. Not for the sake of mocking Bray Wyatt.
But Bray Wyatt is taking offense to it, and he starts associating himself with fire. That, just like fire, he has no remorse, he doesn't care about things, he has the urge to...
He anthropomorphizes fire a lot during this promo.
Yes. And that was his thing. It's like he, like fire, he has the urge to destroy everything that's in his path. And where he comes from, everything burns. And at WrestleMania, so will the Undertaker. And this is where he's got gasoline. Wouldn't that be awesome? An Inferno casket match.
An Inferno match, or casket match, and a ladder match.
You have to set your opponent on fire. Put him in a casket, and then bury the casket alive. Whoa. Intense.
The casket's alive, too, which is also intense.
Yeah, you have to, yeah.
It's the first ever living casket match.
Yeah.
It's digesting the loser as you bury it.
That's disgusting. Fertilizer. So yeah, Bray Wyatt has the gas can, dumps the gasoline over the top of the casket, lights it on fire, and just starts yelling into the fire, "Come find me." And so yeah, Undertaker, I don't know if he's going to make an appearance before Mania, but Bray Wyatt's definitely like upping the game as far as the promos go.
I think if they're going to have a match, there has to be one meeting between them prior to Mania. Whether or not it's live or in vignette form or, Wyatt's there in person, but Undertaker appears on the Tron, sort of thing. There has to be something like that because at this point, one of the big marketing things right now is all their match graphics. And they can't really say, oh, Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker unless Undertaker confirms that's going to happen.
True.
So I think at least, I'm going to say this upcoming Monday, we'll probably hear from The Undertaker.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
And we'll talk more about that when we get to the SmackDown rundown. We had John Cena address his plans for WrestleMania.
Yeah, he wants to... Well, he wants to fight Rusev. Rusev says no.
Yeah.
So he's going to declare himself as a participant in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
But Stephanie says no. Says people can't just claim that they're going to be in a match. They can't come out and do that. And then John Cena goes, no, everybody does that. That's what everybody does.
And Stephanie's like, no, nobody does that. And then Curtis Axel comes out and does that.
Yeah.
He's like, I should fight Rusev.
Yeah, so we have Curtis Axel really running wild with this Axel Mania thing. His counter was a little off. But hey.
31 days, 26 hours.
26 hours.
I just think Axel's bad at math.
Hey, that's fine. He ain't perfect like his dad. So then we
According to him, he's better than perfect.
Well, everybody thinks. Not everybody knows. We have Curtis Axel running his mouth. And at this point, Stephanie makes the match between the two. and tells Cena, if you want that match with Rusev, you have to get him to change his mind.
Yeah, so Cena is going to try his negotiating skills out, and he tries to get Curtis Axel to change his mind about having this match.
He tells Axel, "I'm going to give you one chance to walk out of this ring right now, because if this match starts, you're not walking out of the ring."
And Axel's response is, "What you going to do when Axelmania runs wild on you?"
Oh my god!
And then he incites the crowd into an Axelmania chant.
He's doing the Hogan thing.
Ripping his shirt off.
Yeah, Axelmania, Axelmania. And John Cena's just standing in the corner like, you're about to get fucked up.
We come back from commercial break, and Cena makes very quick work of Curtis Axel with a couple clotheslines, the attitude adjustment, and the STF.
Yeah. And
then Curtis Axel is on his merry way.
And then Rusev comes out and says, "Guess what? So that decision that I have, my answer's still no." Had a really good interaction with the crowd, though.
I think this is Rusev's best promo.
Yeah, Rusev's learning. He's getting better on the mic, so.
Yeah, because he's like, everyone's like, yes, because he's asking if he should change, or if Cena wants to fight him, and everyone's yes. He goes, "It doesn't matter. It's not your choice to make. It's my choice." And then everybody starts going, USA. And he goes, USA or not, it's still my choice. Like
USA makes all the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's get into a couple little smaller things we had. We had more build in the Mizdow breakup where Miz endorses Niagara.
I watched that about 3 times.
It is a hilarious commercial. He didn't realize what he was getting himself into when he stole the commercial from Mizdow. Mizdow gets the one little line at the end that doesn't make him look like a complete fool.
Yeah.
And Miz just loses his shit, slaps Mizdow, and then Mizdow ends up apologizing for what the Miz claims is setting him up.
Yeah.
To make a
he
fool
apologizes for the Miz
shortcomings.
Making himself look dumb.
I think my favorite line of the whole thing was Miz saying, "This little general has plenty of bullets in his arsenal."
Yeah, and they debuted the commercial in front of basically the entire roster.
It was basically the mid-carders. It was the New Day, the Matadors, Primetime Players, Summer Rae, Eva Marie was there.
Yeah, Eva Marie's back on TV.
Yeah.
To no hype.
Yay. I don't care.
We had the rematch from Fastlane.
Yes.
Divas Championship match. Paige, wifey, versus Nikki Bella.
John Cena, wifey. Maybe.
Pretty decent match.
Yeah. This was actually I was impressed.
The Bellas are getting better, I think, at being heels in the ring.
Yes.
More so than just relying on their stupid catty attitude.
Yeah. Well, the catty attitude does add
being catty little twats.
Thank you, Summer. That's your claim to fame right now, is calling Layla a catty little twat.
I thought Layla called Summer that. No? All right.
No, it was Summer said that to Layla, and then Layla attacked her with a kitty litter.
Fun.
Yeah.
And it looked like basically Paige had everything under control.
Yeah.
Brie got up on the apron, and Paige pushed her off, and then Nikki got herself all tied up in the Scorpion crosslock, and was about to tap out. Brie got in the ring, interfered, causing a disqualification. Boo.
Boo.
And they started ensuing a double team attack on Paige, which then brought out the returning AJ Lee to make the save. I knew she was going to come back just in time for WrestleMania.
Yes. And it made sense because they were in New Jersey.
Yeah. And so, she comes out, saves Paige. The Bellas kind of start double teaming on her. Paige kicks Nikki in the face. The Bellas retreat. And the frenemies have the last laugh.
Yeah. We even had a post-match promo where they kind of talked to each other, they were still kind of wary about it, but they're like, you know what, we both don't like the Bellas, so, hey, that kind of makes us friends again. And Paige is like, oh, that's good, right? Right, Renee? So yeah, frenemies are back together, taking on the evil Bella twins.
And then we had like the start of the show with Seth Rollins.
Yeah, so let's do one more real quick promo, and then we'll get into the big storyline that happened. We had Triple H break his silence about Sting, saying that he gave Sting a chance to be bigger than he's ever been in his career, and he squandered that all because he wants a match at WrestleMania. He starts talking about, there's rumors about how Sting wanted to come into WWE a long time ago, but like I wouldn't let him. And he brings Booker T in for this. Because Booker T actually said before the commercial break that, I know that Sting wanted to come in a long time ago, but he always said it was a locked door situation, and you have to think that Triple H had something to do with it.
Mm-hmm. So
him and, Booker T and Triple H have this conversation, and Booker T starts saying, well, he knows Sting better than most people on the roster, because he was in WCW the whole time with Sting. Says that, no one could control Sting. Hogan couldn't do it. The NWO couldn't do it. Eric Bischoff couldn't do it. No one could control Sting. And then Triple H kind of fires back, well, if no one could control him, why didn't he come here sooner?
Touche.
So, Booker says, you know what, I'm just saying that, Sting is a whole new world that you haven't dealt with, and now you have to deal with it at WrestleMania. And Triple H kind of takes that control aspect of what they were talking about and says, the funny thing about control is when you have it, it's empowering. It's hard to deny, but when you don't have it, it's something very difficult to deal with. He thanks Booker for the conversation and goes, oh, by the way, you're fired. And so Booker T's like, are you serious? And I was actually like, wait, did he just do that?
Yeah, and Booker T leaves the ring, collects the stuff, and makes it about halfway up the ramp before Triple H says, nah, I was just playing.
Yeah, he was really just trying to make a statement saying that, that's what happens when you have control. When you have control of a situation, and at WrestleMania, he has a chance to destroy the last piece of WCW, and he will end Sting.
Yeah, and needless to say, Booker T was pretty somber the rest of the night.
Yes. So now let's go. Now we'll get into
the big picture.
The big storyline. We opened up Seth Rollins coming out, talking about how he challenged Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart is supposed to be at Raw sometime tonight.
He confirmed during this opening promo that the Daily Show had finished taping and Jon Stewart was on his way.
Yes, yeah, he was on his way. And he's talking his usual crap, Mr. Money in the Bank, all this stuff, saying how, he's going to show that he's so much better at Stewart's job than he is. Crowd starts getting on him. This brings Roman Reigns out.
Surprise! Roman Reigns is interrupting Seth Rollins.
And Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins start, getting real snippy at each other, which turns into a physical fight. And Roman Reigns ends up punching Seth Rollins in the face, Superman punching Jamie Noble, and spearing Joey Mercury.
Yeah, Jamie Noble went FDAU for that one.
That he did. Inchworm.
Right before Joey Mercury got speared.
Yeah. So we have...
This Raw opened up really kinky like.
Then we have...
Seth Rollins got a mouthful.
Jesus. Immediately after, we have Randy Orton confronting J&J going, what do you do? You shouldn't have let Roman Reigns get within 10 feet of our boy. What's wrong with you? Mm-hmm. He makes sure that Seth's okay. And he goes, you know what I'd do? If I were you, if I was in your spot, I would...
I know what's wrong with J&J security.
Huh.
They're too short. And so between the two of them, length to length, they still don't even know what 10 feet looks like.
Fair enough. All right. Randy Orton tells Seth, if I was in your spot, I would walk right into Triple H and Stephanie's office, and I would demand a match with Roman Reigns. And Seth, kind of says, I appreciate the advice, but
not you.
I'll handle this.
And then lo and behold, we find out a few minutes later that the main event on Raw is going to be Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns.
Hey,
looks like Seth Rollins might have taken Orton's advice to heart.
Who'd have thunk it?
Or wallet or something.
Then we'd have the Daily Show with Seth Rollins later in the show.
That is the thing.
Seth Rollins pretty much just making a mockery of the Daily Show,
telling lame jokes,
talking a lot of shit about Jon Stewart, saying, Jon Stewart was smart not to show up tonight because with him retiring, I'd hate to make him have to retire early because you can't do a news show with your jaw wired shut. Mm-hmm. And that was when we got Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart came down to the ring.
It's weird seeing Jon Stewart as a guest on the Daily Show.
Yeah. He comes down and has one of the best celebrity segments I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
On a Monday Night Raw. Because he is such an avid wrestling fan, it was flawless. These two worked so well off of each other. He kept making comments about J&J.
Said Seth Rollins was a SWAT team dressed in stripper with Lady Gaga hair. He name dropped a lot of legends.
Yeah, you didn't work your way up like Bruno Sammartino,
Gorilla Monsoon, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
You know that this guy is
even calling out the Money in the Bank victory that was basically all of Kane's work.
Yeah, but Rollins wouldn't let him finish that. He'd say, you're done. You've run your mouth long enough. Jon Stewart, again being funny, even though he's about to get a 3-on-1 beatdown, says, I'm gonna wander. What is this? Wood? Making jokes while Rollins is just getting on his face. Rollins then grabs a hold of Jon Stewart.
Starts throttling
and is
him.
about to whoop the shit out of him. And we get Randy Orton coming out, and J&J are ready to stop Orton. They are not gonna deal. They're not gonna let Randy Orton get involved with this.
Jon Stewart takes the momentary distraction and delivers one straight through the uprights and into Seth Rollins' tiny testes.
He calls it the left foot to the groinal area. He learned that in wrestling school.
Yeah. And, a quick cheap shot to the back before escaping the ring quick-like.
And helicoptering his jacket as he chases Randy Orton up the ramp.
To the helicopter coat.
It was... I love this segment.
It leads to another backstage altercation between Seth Rollins and Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Where they're like, what were you doing, Randy? And Randy's basically like, I'm trying to protect you because, we don't need the bad press and lawsuits that would happen if you were to actually punch out Jon Stewart. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And he says, hey, and by the way, I'll be out there if you need my help during your match with Roman Reigns.
And then he pretty much gets a 4-on-1 hey, you don't need to be out there because we get Big Show and Kane come in. And Jamie makes well, I guess we don't need everybody out there.
Yeah. The one person, though, who did seem sort of on Randy Orton's side was Big Show.
Yeah, Big Show is trying to show that even though it seems like Randy Orton's trying to attack people left and right, he is very much on the authority's side.
Yeah.
But no one believes him. So before we get to our main event, we do have Paul Heyman addressing the main event.
Of WrestleMania.
Yes, the main event of WrestleMania, because he doesn't care about Seth Rollins with Roman Reigns.
Not really.
He has just a golden promo.
Mm-hmm.
What you called it, Paul Heyman
in rare form.
Because he uses everything to his benefit and
the fact that there were some mic problems.
Yeah.
He took a cheap shot at Lillian Garcia.
Yeah.
Which got an ooh from the crowd.
Ooh! Don't ooh me!
Yeah, and Heyman got on the crowd.
Totally takes 3 or 4 shots at New Jersey in general. He was just on fire and, really, really putting over the fact that Roman Reigns, regardless of what people believe, Roman Reigns does not have a chance against Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, it comes down to the same old shtick. It was basically what Heyman said the previous week. Was just, start his promo out with something interesting and then just hammer in the point, Roman Reigns can't win.
Yeah. And, it's...
Roman Reigns, on the other hand, thinks he can win.
Yes. And in our main event, we'd have Seth Rollins defeat Roman Reigns because not only did we have the Authority on the outside, but then halfway through the match, Randy Orton makes his way down.
Yeah, and definitely almost every member of the Authority attempted to interfere during the match.
Yeah.
All unsuccessfully.
Yeah, Roman Reigns was on fire in this match.
He was ready for everything.
Yeah, he was clotheslining J&J. He was knocking out Kane and Big Show. He was doing everything he could. And he gets the Superman punch off on Seth and backs up into the corner, getting ready to do the spear, which prompts Randy Orton to grab his foot. He's distracted by Randy Orton. He gets caught by Seth Rollins, gets rolled up. Rollins gets the 3. And then Roman's, kind of stunned. He's like, well, shit, I totally had that in control, and then I lost. Now what do I do? Randy Orton is taken off because he's like, you know what? I proved that I came out here to help. I did. I'm done.
And the rest of the Authority's trying to kind of catch up to Randy Orton to play nice.
Yeah, Big Show's kind of halfway up the ramp, but you got Kane, you got Rollins and J&J all right by the ring. And Roman Reigns decides, well, I'm going to pull out a new move. And decides to Uso dive over the top rope onto J&J, Kane, and Seth Rollins. Big Show comes back. He gets
hit.
He chases. Yeah, he gets punched.
And then Reigns grabs Rollins and starts sending him back to the ring. Big Show comes up from behind and kidney punches Roman, throws Roman in the ring. When he gets into the ring, when he's stepping over the ropes, he gets socked in the mouth, gets speared.
Then Seth Rollins tries to come off the top, gets speared out of the air, and Roman Reigns looks so strong at the end of this. This is what Roman Reigns needs to continually do for the next 3 weeks before Mania. He needs to constantly have moments like this that make him look impressive, so the fans can start to get behind him in this match. Because as of right now, it's not looking so good for Reigns and Lesnar because the undercard is starting to build up, and it's a lot more exciting matches than this. So, one real quick before we end, we did find out that Alundra Blaze is going into the Hall of Fame this year. Mm-hmm. So she's representing the Divas. That's pretty cool. The Hall of Fame class is starting to build up. This was an exciting Raw all around. Lots of good build. And let's hope they can keep up the momentum for the next 3 weeks and keep us interested in WrestleMania 31. Regardless, if they don't keep us interested, we're still going. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, we're going to be there.
Yeah, we are.
Like, favorite, subscribe.
All of our information down in the description. You can follow us on just about every social media.
Facebook, Twitter, emails.
Yeah.
Tumblr.
Yeah. All that stuff.
Bristler?
No, not Bristler. I mean, if you want to start a Bristler page, you can.
I thought we just do a wrestling rundown Bristler page.
We
all got facial hair.
Yeah, but I think it's specifically beards, though. I can't grow a beard. You and Thomas can do it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
See what happens.
That's it for the Raw review. We got all kinds of videos over the playlist. We got Streak Week this week. Mm-hmm. Getting closer to WrestleMania, so might be doing something a little special there. We'll be having the indie news, midweek wrap-up, and SmackDown rundown as usual. So be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, all that stuff that we just said. And make a video.
Cupcat.
Just reiterate.